Hey guys, I got another video today, another entry in my lighting journal. I wanted to talk about wireless DMX, wireless DMX as well as battery powered DMX. Well, not battery powered DMX, but battery powered fixtures and all that. I just want to share some thoughts about what I think of the technology and some of the advantages that I see, as well as potential disadvantages. And so we've got here the American DJ Wi-Fi Par QA5 Lite. We also have a Wi-Fi transceiver that acts as a transmitter and receiver packed into one. A Wi-Fi Par or Wi-Fi fixture has this built into this, basically. Um, and so, I mean, with any wireless DMX technology, the convenience is you don't have to drag around all these DMX cables to get from place to place, which adds a lot of freedom for your lights when you consider things like placement. We want that perfect shot, you fellow lighting designers and DJs and everybody, you guys, you know, if you've worked with DMX cables for a long period of time, you already know there's a lot of limitations with that. You got to, first of all, get the amount of length you need. And if it's too long, then you got to get a terminator and, you got to do all these other things. But the idea is you don't want anybody falling or tripping over your stuff because then that's lawsuits and that's a lot of money that you're going to end up losing and you don't want that. It gives you the freedom to put your fixture anywhere. I mean, I could pick this up right now. Just walk over here and just put it right here. And now I'm done. That's it. Battery powered wireless DMX. It gives that much flexibility. And if you can't get a Wi-Fi fixture, or if you can't get a wireless DMX fixture, you can get a transceiver. Most lighting manufacturers and companies and whatnot are building the transceivers so that you can connect it to regular fixtures and make them wireless. So, the technology is there. There are a lot of options. And I know a lot of people say this is the biggest argument against wireless DMX. Well, nothing's connecting to it, nothing's anchoring it down where someone can easily just take it, especially a smaller fixture. Like one of your pins, let's pretend this is a pin spot. But this is easy enough to just pick up, put in your pocket, you're walking out of there with a free light. And, I mean, any light can get stolen, but I get the idea. If it's tied down, it's got your power cable and your DMX cable, it's likely to stay because you got to unplug and it takes a little more time. But if someone really wants to steal it, they're going to steal it. That's kind of the way I see it. But that is a concern. Other concerns are, what's the noise like? You got Wi-Fi over here, you got Bluetooth. What's the interference going on? Will things get, will there be hiccups? I mean, for American DJ and their system, they've done a great job. I haven't had any hiccups due to that kind of stuff, Wi-Fi. And, not to knock on the church, but the Wi-Fi in the church is, it's been better. And we've been able to run things flawlessly without having to rely on Wi-Fi. And I've done a video testing the distance and being outside of Wi-Fi range and the fixture still working. So this particular brand of wireless DMX works. I think another thing, especially for me, and I touched on it earlier, I think another thing that I love about the ability for battery-powered and wireless DMX fixtures is that you can place them anywhere. And to get that perfect shot, you want that perfect angle, that perfect shot, but sometimes you don't have enough cable length or it might be in the way of traffic areas. You find you might have to run a cable in front of a door. And we never want that because that's traffic, people going in and out, likely someone's going to trip. You tape down, but you can never make anything idiot proof, you know? So I think I really enjoy these fixtures and what they do. And you know, and to demonstrate how we do it in church, I mean, you see the stage out there, and you know, we put our uplights all across the back wall, you know, just all across there. And so it's easy to position the lights anywhere we want them to. There are no outlets on the stage nearby to plug into. That's just how the stage was built. So that, you know, because of that, when we originally started using fixtures, we rented some, and we didn't have wireless. They were regular fixtures. They weren't battery powered and they weren't wireless. So we had extension cords running around. We had DMX cables running around. It looked messy and unclean. Wireless, DMX, and battery powered fixtures, that combination makes things look a lot cleaner. So that's just a recommendation. But you know, we have a multi-purpose room, as a majority of buildings and churches do. We have a multi-purpose room. So if we're doing something in the multi-purpose room, we just pick up our fixtures, our whole system, and just walk into the room, set it up, we're done. You know, so that there's a lot of convenience in that. And what's beautiful about this fixture in particular, and a lot of other fixtures as well, you can still plug it in. If you want to still plug in the cable, if you still want to plug in the power cord, you can do that. If you want a more, if you know you're gonna have a more permanent setup, you can do that. It's that easy. It can go both ways. So you have that flexibility to go out in the open and say, well, okay, we can move it over there, we can move it over there, and we don't have to worry about it as long as we're in sight of the transceiver or your controller. You know, you're good. And so I think that to be honest with you, it's more expensive. It is. But I think when you add up how much it costs to buy DMX cables and all those different accessories, you'll find that it's pretty much the same price. You know, that's just my take. I did one experiment where I took a Wi-Fi bar, a B bar, and I compared it to a another bar light from American DJ, a transceiver, and it was a battery powered bar. So it was a battery powered bar. I connected it to a transceiver, and I had the DMX cable that you need in order to connect it to the fixture. And I found that the Wi-Fi bar was actually, what, $6 cheaper than if you paid for the battery power, the transceiver, and the DMX cable to connect it to. So, I mean, you know. So ultimately, it comes to around the same price when you're dealing with wireless technology, wireless DMX technology. And like I said, for us, you know, it hasn't been a problem with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. You know, we have a congregation. I mean, you look at our church. I mean, this is our balcony alone. So you can imagine how large we got going on downstairs, how many people we can fill. You know, so a lot of people come here, and with all the different, you know, everyone's pulling into the Wi-Fi because everyone's got their phone out and everything. And we just keep moving. We keep going. And I think that's really something that you should get involved in. You should definitely look into investing into that. I think it's the future, to be honest with you. You know, it's just starting out. Well, not really just starting out. It's been around for a while now, but it's starting to really pick up steam, you know, compared to other types of fixtures. You know, just like the hex fixtures. It used to be, remember, tri, then quad. Oh, we gotta have that amber or that white. Now all of a sudden you get amber and white, and now you get ultraviolet. You know, so they're just piling on the features, and I think this is the next step. You know, the ability to go wireless, the ability to go battery powered. You know, I mean, for most of these companies, they're built for people that are on the go, DJs, you know, entertainers, like, you know, such like that. So you want that flexibility to be able to move. But even in a church setting, I think, from personal experience, just using it for our congregation, it's been over almost a year now. And I really think that it's something worth looking into. You've got to put that in one of your scenarios when you're thinking about your system. Now, another downside is charging the fixtures. I think that does require a lot of maintenance, obviously. A dedicated team of people. Now, the crew here at this church are very dedicated to charging the fixtures and making sure that they're charging. You see, we have a whole bank of them charging, just sitting there. And yeah, there's a lot of power cables, but it can be a challenge if you're not looking for that. And again, you can always plug it in and leave it down there. If you have outlets, we don't have outlets down there close by to be able to so we have to bring them up here. Plus, if there's a little bit of security with it being tucked away in our secret layer versus it being out in the open. So that's kind of another reason why we drag them up here to charge. But I think it's still something to look into. That is an inconvenience, to be honest with you. But I mean, these aren't heavy. These are what? They're not even 10 pounds, these fixtures. And they're gonna be a little bulky, because they got stuff packed in there. They got a battery, they got a transceiver, so this jam packed. It's not that big though, but it's gonna be bigger than normal PARs. And that's to be expected. And it's heavier than normal, and that's to be expected as well. But I don't think it's something where you would say this is useless and this is something that we should not be looking at, because I think this definitely has potential. And I think as the years go by, they're going to be able to find ways to make things smaller and more compact, and it'll be a lot easier to manage, longer battery life, things of that nature. So I think, if you want to hold off, that's fine. If you want to wait for those upgrades, that's good. Um, but ultimately, you got to at least seriously consider wireless DMX. Even if you don't do battery powered fixtures, at least go wireless DMX. I think it'll save a lot of heartache, and I think it adds a lot of flexibility to what you're trying to do, you know. And that's not a knock on DMX cables. I think DMX, another negative, I guess, of wireless DMX is losing out on the fundamentals of DMX. How does DMX work? Connecting, daisy chaining fixtures. That takes a little bit of skill to master and understand what is going into where, the inputs, the outputs. Do you need a what's it called? Split branch thingamabobber that splits up the one signal into 6 ways. I know American DJ has the D6 branch splitter. So you get one of those. You need one of those. How are you gonna do this? How are you gonna do that? There is a little bit of learning involved with that, but um, you still should definitely consider wireless DMX. And like I said, with the transceiver separated and out in the open, you can easily say, okay, well, I want to make this fixture wireless. So let's connect it to a transceiver and be done with it. So, I mean, I like it. I honestly, I love the entire system, negatives and all. I love what the system allows me to do as a lighting designer, to be able to fully visualize certain angles that you couldn't get with cables and cords weighing you down. So from a lighting designer standpoint, I love these. Now, from another standpoint, maybe you're the technician that has to lug the gear up and down stuff. I mean, I lug the gear up and down steps as well. You know, I work up right alongside my technicians, but I just love the whole setup, man. I love wireless DMX. That's like the only fixtures I look at now. And especially American DJs, Wi-Fi products, they're really showing a commitment to their brand and their system and all of that. They got Fog Machine, They have the moving head, so some of the bigger types of fixtures you get with Wi-Fi. They're not battery powered, but they do have outdoor products that are wireless DMX. So now you can put something outside. It's battery powered, it's wireless. So now you don't have to worry about running cords and cables outside and then oh it might rain and now you gotta worry about that and you gotta deal with that. So, you know, as wireless DMX grows, so will the other features that other fixtures already have. So then you'll have the ultimate setup outside where it's completely wireless, completely battery powered, and if it starts raining, the show will go on. Nothing's going to short circuit. No cables are going to short circuit, no cords are going to get damaged or anything like that. You're going to live. And I think at the end of the day, we want the show to go successfully. I think, if you look at it from that bottom line sense, we do want our show to go successfully. And so that's a perfect example of you're not worried about it. You just, you look at this, flip the switch, it's on and off, you're done. So I don't know. I like the future. I see in another 10 years, things are really going to be, the cheapest fixtures in 10 years is going to be this. This is going to be it. This is going to be $100, and we're going to have another thing after Hex. I don't know what's after Hex. But they're going to make something up to get more money. You know it. Hopefully LEDs last longer. They have a longer lifespan. The battery improves. And the range, they're already working on extended range, 500 feet. Now it's 2,500 feet. And, so you're going to have all this range to work with. So you can stretch as far as you want out in the atmosphere and just control the ultimate lighting show without anyone falling and breaking a leg. Isn't that what we want? We're not sued. Everyone has a great time. Come on. So, yep, just another entry in my journal. You can follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm active the most, at Dante Writes. All one word. Oof. The D and the W are capitalized. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else will be in the description. And if you're watching this from my lighting blog, thanks for watching on my lighting blog. And if you're here on YouTube, thanks for watching on YouTube. I love the YouTubers. And I'm trying to get more videos out in the near future. We're working on the Christmas concert here at the church. So I'm trying to get a behind the scenes video of that up soon once I get that set up and show you guys how we're going to be doing some crazy things with the lighting. Things we've never done before here at the church. So, it's going to be pretty big, and I'm really excited personally. I think it's funny, I'm actually going to be singing in the choir, so I'm not going to be executing this design. This is going to be the first major event that I'm not going to be in the trenches with my team as the night goes on, but I at least designed it, and the lighting designer designs lighting, so I did my part technically. So let me know if you got any questions. If you have any video requests, I'm willing to do, I haven't done a review of this fixture itself. If you want to know more about it, let me know. I'll do a video review of it. There are a couple of reviews already out there, so I kind of didn't feel like that was needed. I noticed the stage setter doesn't have much of a review on it. I can talk about that if you want. We got some fixtures here. Check out my past videos of reviews that I've done. And if you have any other lighting journal entries, any thoughts you want me to talk about lighting in general, feel free to comment. And thanks for watching. Keep shining.